Oh my God. This is one of the ballsiest overtimes I have ever seen. Like, the mental strength that Iowa needed to win this game is crazy. Because I did not watch overtime. Couldn't find my stream. Could not find my stream. I'm not gonna lie. I watched none of the first half. I turned it on about halfway through the third quarter. Iowa were up like 6 points. I turned it off when Iowa were up 14 because I was setting up everything for videos. And then, not gonna lie, I looked at my phone, saw Iowa up 17, put my phone down. Wasn't even keeping up with the score. Stream was gone. And then suddenly, they're up 17 points with 3 minutes to go. And then this happens. As you can see in the odds of winning, Iowa, with 3 minutes to go in the game, had a 99.9% chance of winning. They had the ball with 3 minutes to go, up 17. Suddenly, it's then 9 in 30 seconds. Like, how exactly do you give 8 points in 30 seconds? And still, you have an 11-point lead with 2 minutes to go. And then we get into the last minute. You have an 8-point lead with 57 seconds to go. Then suddenly, it's a 5-point lead with 30 seconds to go. You don't cross the halfway line. Then they foul. They're up 3. They foul. Feuerbach makes the 2 free throws. And suddenly, Maryland hits the shot to tie. And then in OT, Maryland take the lead. But then Iowa bring it out, and surely they're not going to lose 5 points in 9 seconds. Like, if any team can do that, it will be this current Iowa team. This Iowa team right now, what we've seen today. Like, I don't even know. Ava Hayden had 10 points when I turned the game off, so she obviously came up clutch. But like, if you're looking at overtime here, this was one of the most mental games ever. So in OT, it was Chit Chat made a shot, Chit Chat made free throws, Hayden made a layup, Hayden made free throws. Like, this is a ballsy win. That's the only thing I can say. Like, Iowa, I was about to say Iowa are every bit worth that number 10 ranking. But like, looking at some of these responses, a 17-point lead, 3 minutes. Maryland scored 24 points in the final 3 minutes of the game. Like, this was one of, like, the craziest things. And I can't wait to, I can't imagine watching it back. Like, I was just watching the ticker. There was a video I recorded. I had recorded a video where I'm watching the ticker and I'm like talking about like bits of the game, and I'm like, oh, sure, Iowa have won. I'm like, oh no. It was like Iowa up 8 with 50 seconds to go. I'm like, oh yeah, Iowa have won. This game was a blowout. It's been a bit closer. And I'm like, oh God. Oh, surely not. Surely they're not going to lose. But this was, again, I don't know what my opinions of Jan Jensen as a coach are. Sometimes I'm a big fan of Jan Jensen. Other times I'm like, I don't know if she can coach at all. And obviously, from what people are saying, there are times, like, apparently she, like, they couldn't even get past the halfway line, basically. But Chit Chat, obviously in OT, stepping up big time. 4-12 in the field. Doesn't matter. She hit them when they mattered. Taylor McCabe coming out there hitting shots at 4 of 8 from 3. When Taylor McCabe, a lot of people were calling for her starting spot to be taken by Addie Deal, who struggled today. She won Freshman of the Week in the Big Ten, which is, again, it is what you want to see. It's what you want to see from Addie Deal, because there's going to be consistency. There's going to be games she plays a lot of minutes. There's going to be games she doesn't play many. The expectation is that she's going to start next year, depending on who the transfers are in. But no, like, for Maryland, ironically, the best thing that happened to them was Garzon fouling out. Like, Yarden Garzon, if I see one more person mock her to the fever, she's so garbage. She's like Katie Lou. People are like, oh, she shoots the ball and she's tall. She is just Katie Lou Samuelson. Iowa don't need shooters, they need speed. They need speed. You can teach a young player to shoot, as we saw with Sanaya Rivers. Like, I would take 100 times out of 100, I would take Stokey over Garzon. No question about that. I would take Stokey over Garzon. I'm seeing a lot of people mocking Grace Van Sluten to the fear. I take Stokey over Van Sluten. Like, I'm just trying to think of players like in that draft range that I would absolutely take. Like, if somebody, I don't even know about Janiah Barker because she's a project. Like, if you don't protect Michaela Timpson and she goes in the expansion draft, then yeah, you take Janiah Barker because she's going to be your Timpson upside type player. But like, you're kind of hope for me. You go like, either you go true winner in Raven Johnson, who'll do all the little things. Maybe you don't want to waste the first on her, but she'll play, and she'll be in the rotation. Do you want to go flat out upside and take Nell Gloma, or are you kind of hoping that a Gianna Neepkins falls to you at 10? Which there is always a possibility of that. Or a Gabriela Jaquez. I'd say Jaquez is probably going to go higher because she's more, like, she's seen as the more good or the better defender. But Gianna Neepkins is just going to hit shots when she's open. But look, this is ballsy. This was a ballsy win. Like, I have to admit, like, to win this game on the road after blowing a 17-point lead with 3 minutes to go is impressive. I don't care what anyone says. I genuinely don't care what anyone says. Like, if you have what I personally believe is the worst choke I have ever seen. Like, I'm 29 years old. I'm not young. I've watched basketball. I've watched NBA basketball. I've watched college basketball. I've watched like freaking Irish basketball my whole life. I've never seen a choke like this. I've seen teams choke 8 points in a minute. I've never seen a team choke 17-3 with the ball. 17. You have 3 minutes with the ball, you're up 17. And you could have dribbled out the game. If you were just able to dribble, you literally could have dribbled out the game and won. There should not have been enough possessions left in the game to win that game. And yeah, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. But at the end of the day, fair play to Iowa. Didn't see OT. Seems like Chit Chat hooped. And Chit Chat, in fairness, is a gamer. Like, you have to be as small as Chit Chat is and be as good as Chit Chat is, you have to be a gamer. You have to be one of these players that plays up to the level of your competition no matter what. And it's a good win. A decent Maryland team. And I mean, this Iowa are well worth their top 10 seed. And if they beat Ohio State, we're probably looking at Iowa breaking into the top 8. And even a loss to UCLA is not really going to affect that. Like, so if Iowa, like, the thing is, if you look at Iowa's schedule for the rest of this year, like, they face off against, their next game is Ohio State. Then they shouldn't lose to USC. They're going to lose to UCLA. And then it pretty much comes down to that Michigan game. Like, if they, assuming they beat one of Washington or Nebraska, which I think they will, if they can get to that Michigan game with 4, like, if they finish the season, in my opinion, with 4 losses, but beat one of UCLA or Michigan, they're going to be a top 8 team. I fully believe that, and I think they beat Michigan. I like Michigan, but, like, I think their ranking is overinflated purely due to the fact they almost beat UConn. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.